Hanging things on the wall in your home can be a real pain sometimes, whether it's a light picture or an old heavy antique mirror. They each bring their own challenges. Well, in this video, I'm going to share 3 tips that will help you master all of those scenarios, which we're going to cover today. Let's get to it. The first tip is to measure properly. Most times when we hang something on the wall, we want to put it in the center of a certain section. Measuring that entire section and then cutting straight to the middle is always the easiest way to find the right place to hang that item. Sometimes your picture just has one area that you hang it from. Don't knock my cow. Sometimes the picture has 2 areas that you need to hang from, 2 hooks on the back of the picture, or sometimes it's a long wire that goes all the way across. Each of these brings with it its own challenges. The single point is very easy. Measure the wall, go to the center, put your hardware in the wall, hang the item. That's easy. When it comes to pictures like this though, you have to measure a little bit differently. When you're hanging an item that has 2 hooks on it, the best way to find the center on your wall is to also find the center of your picture. So once you find the center of the wall where you want to center your picture, measure on the back of the picture from the center of the first hook to the center of the second hook. Get that measurement and then cut it in half. In my case, it's 14 inches. So I would want to go to 7 inches right here, and that's going to be the center of the wall. And when I get to the wall, here's a trick that you can use that will help you get that in the right place.
Now there are a lot of ways that you can use painter's tape in your home, and this is by far one of my favorite because you don't have to mark up your walls in order to hang your pictures. Simply put a long strip of painter's tape at the height where you would like to hang the picture and mark the center of the wall with a vertical line. Now my hanging points on my picture were 14 inches apart, so I'm going to go 7 inches to the left and 7 inches to the right and make another vertical mark in both sections. Now you just grab a level and make a horizontal mark right across those vertical lines, basically just making a little plus sign in each location, and the intersection of that is where you're going to hang your hardware.
Now tip number 2 is to use the right hardware, and it depends on where in the wall you're going to be hanging. Now if your area that you're hanging into happens to have a stud behind the wall, typically people just use a screw, and they screw that right into the stud. That makes perfect sense when it's a stud because the screw has something to grab onto. But if you're in the middle of the wall, it's a little bit different. Now some people will just take a good old nail and put it right in the wall. And that's something that I've done before as well. Heck, you can put a nail in any wall, it's nice and easy, right? But nails and drywall don't really handle heavy items or pictures that well, honestly. They go into the drywall, they come out of the drywall very easily. So I recommend if you're just doing a standard picture on the wall, use picture hanging hardware like this. The hardware also includes a nail that goes right through and into the wall. These tend to be the better items to use for a standard lightweight picture on the wall, and I'll show you how it works.
Now once you've marked the wall where you're going to hang your item, place the hook portion of the hardware, that bottom section, right on top of your mark. This will ensure that you're hanging your item at the proper height, the height that you want. Put the nail right through the hole on the hardware and then hammer it in with a hammer. And it goes in at an angle so that it will hold the weight of the item that you're hanging. Then simply place it on the hook and you're done.
Now I know I said I had 3 tips for you today, but there's a bonus one I'm going to toss in at the end. So hang out. While you're here, hit the subscribe button. It's right. It's right there. Just hit that button. We're on a mission to create a community of 1,000 subscribers that are committed to building their skills with home repair and home improvement this year. So hit that subscribe button and join the community. Now let's get to the next tip. Now tip number 3 is to check behind the wall before you put a nail or a screw in it. The last thing that you want is to put something into a water pipe. That's going to create a massive mess, or into an electrical wire. That's going to be pretty shocking. I really just said that. You get my point. We prefer to use a stud finder, and our favorite stud finder to use is the Wallabot. It gives you a nice visual layout of what's behind the wall, so you know where there's a stud, you know where there's a water pipe or a potential electrical wire, and you don't cause any problems. The point is, check behind the wall before you put something in it. And now for our bonus tip, I'd like to introduce you to the Picture Perfect hanging system. If you want an easy way to get a picture on the wall, this thing will help you out. Let me show you how it works.
Now on the back of the Picture Perfect hanger, there's 3 pins here. We'll get there in a second, but there's also some rubber pads that help keep it firm against the wall. You'll notice that it has a built-in level and also a nice handle that you can grip to hold it against the wall. At the bottom, there are 3 hooks, and this is how you can hang a picture on the wall. Let me show you. Take the hanger, put one of the hooks on the back of your picture, hold it against the wall, put it in position where you want it, take the picture off, and now push on the tab and it makes a small indentation into your wall so you know where to hang it.
Hanging heavy items on your walls brings even more challenges with it. We're going to cover that in our next video, which you can click or tap on here once it's released. Until the next time, keep doing it yourself.